Hi there, this is Carrie Shearer out in Sacramento, California, and I'm glad you're watching right now. If you're a communicator for an agency, a member of the emergency response team, a manager, or whatever role you fill, you know just how quickly things can happen in an emergency. The public and the media expect us to respond just like that and get information out the door immediately. Well, you may have heard me talk about this at a conference or a training in the last year or two, but one of the new tools that can really help communicators out is social media. Effective social media in disasters is something that I am passionate about, and we've seen how it's had a big impact in 2011 with many natural disasters, including Hurricane Irene in August. It really slammed the East Coast, causing millions of dollars in damage and stretching everybody's resources, including those responsible for communications during disasters. Now, I believe we can learn a lot from our colleagues who have been through these events, so I thought, well, let's hop on the internet and track them down. So joining us right now via Skype is Arlene Stoller from New Jersey, one of the states hit hard by the hurricane. She works in public health, had what turned out to be an important support role with social media during the hurricane, and is a member of the National Public Health Information Coalition. So Arlene, it is great to have you here. Just to set the scene, tell us a little bit about your office and where you're located in the state.
It's the Morris County Office of Health Management. We are a division of law and public safety in Morris County, New Jersey. We're physically in Morristown, and we coordinate with the municipal health departments. Morris County is about 496,000 people, 39 municipalities, and now we have 12 health departments. So you either have your health department in your town, or you contract for the health officer, or you contract for all services. So there's all different arrangements. And health departments are consolidating and merging. And when it comes to preparedness, their staffs are diminished. So my office takes a very large lead role in coordinating all hazards preparedness among municipalities.
Arlene, did you have a little time on your side with Hurricane Irene to get ready, knowing it was coming?
We probably had more days to prepare because it was a slow-moving hurricane, which was really nice. So you could start getting messages out to people. Do you have water? Do you have food? Clean out your gutters. People don't always think about those kinds of things. Making sure you have any outdoor furniture or loose items, put them in the shed. We were expecting a Category 1 hurricane with winds probably 20 miles more per hour than we actually saw. The hurricane itself was less than was expected. The damage that came was not so much from the hurricane, but that it came at a time when we have two rivers, the Rockaway River and the Passaic River, were getting ready to crest. Because of how wet August was, they were going to crest higher than ever before. And so most of the flooding came because the rivers crested at 24, 28 feet. And so we had the power of the cresting rivers took out one of our major interstate highways, the shoulder and the railing, and roads, people were flooded to 8, 12, 14 inches, businesses, whole roads, whole mall underwater. And most of that was the cresting of the rivers, the 11 inches of rain from the hurricane on top of how much rain we had in August.
So in regards to social media, what has been your agency's experience with it? And had you been using it for a while prior to Hurricane Irene?
We've really just started using social media. So I have a Twitter and I have a Morris Health website. I have about 200 followers on the Twitter. One never knows who they really are or why they're really following you. But the politicians and the newspapers and the local businesses that follow me, I'm very respectful of that. Morris County has a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and all of these resources came together to be used for Irene. We were able to start posting on Facebook important information about road closures, where to get information. We had a blog from OEM that listed road closures, important information for people to know. I had the health blog, which would look at how to protect yourself from diseases during floods. mold, how to clean up after mold, things to be aware of. And so between health and the county, I could tweet out information on health. Carol Spencer, the webmaster, would see that. She then would retweet it, post it on Facebook. And so I was able to share information with her without having to make a phone call, without having to do an extra email, which was very important because of how much information she was processing and working on getting out.
Well, that's fantastic. It sounds like you have a really good relationship with the IT department and you got some great support during this event.
Yes. In fact, the reason I have a Twitter is because when I was speaking to Carol about Twitter, she said, Arlene, you could have a Twitter page, your Twitter account. She set up my page. So it was the first Twitter account in the county. Had the county had their Twitter first, I probably wouldn't have been allowed to have one. But now that I have it, it's there. So I'm very thankful for that because the county would screen more information. Although what I have been told is that I'm very respectful that it's a county Twitter account and that I've never really taken advantage or abused it. And actually, Carol, in reviewing everything I do, she has a lot of confidence in me. So between the two of us, this really cemented that relationship too.
Arlene, do you have a sense for how much interaction was going on with the public and the media throughout the event on your Facebook page and on your Twitter feed?
Carol was saying that she was getting lots of responses that she had to respond to in their Twitter and in their county Facebook page. I don't see that much on the health side. But I did, you would look at all the information just to make sure we would be accurate. So if someone was posting something that wasn't, but most of it was really very accurate. Roads were closed. We had 5 or 6 municipalities totally flooded. We had a municipality that not only were they flooded, but all of their oil tanks spilled. So we had a major oil spill with the EPA, FEMA, that seemed incredibly organized. But for me, what was really nice is by using all of these tools online, I was able to see what was going on. So if someone were to call me and say, hey, Arlene, we need you to, I'm already prepared and ready to go. So I understand the situation. I might know what's needed. I actually saw an online article that I sent to my health officer that he didn't see, but when he was in the municipality, the mayor was talking about this irate person that was reported in the newspaper. And had he read that, ahead of time, he would have been able to say, oh, yes, I read about that, and it seems like you handled it really well. But the municipalities are very separate from us, and they handle their own. So we don't really get involved unless they were to call us in, which I didn't see a lot of it from what I do. I would like to see more of that, but I will say that because the webmaster was at the Emergency Operating Center for this, social media, the OEM, the prosecutor's office, all see the value of social media, and it will build in Morris County, and hopefully I'll be a part of that.
I guess sometimes it takes going through a situation like this to really prove the value of social media communication. So would you say that some lights went on in people's minds as a result of these efforts?
Yes. It demonstrated what they could do. It showed emergency management that you could get your accurate information out very quickly. And as you do that, more and more people will follow you. To have 148,000 people on our website, the Facebook page, I think that was amazing. To have 35,000 hits on a blog, that this was the first time it ever existed, was amazing. And the other thing was that Carol was also able to make another page of resources. So as you go into recovery, we were able to have a page, and I would be able to build the health information and and help her look for information that should be there. And I think for us, we talk about preparing, responding. In Morris County, we haven't had that much to recover from. So this is also our first experience with recovery.
Arlene, tell me this. Did you use one of the desktop management programs like TweetDeck or HootSuite to manage your social media during the event?
Yes, we used HootSuite. The webmaster has an account, and she invited me in, and I downloaded a free account. And it was the Morris Health Twitter, the county Twitter, the McUrgent Twitter, the Facebook pages, so that I would have the ability, if needed to not only post to my Twitter account, but to the county's Twitter account or the Facebook page. But what was really nice about it is that I could see everything she was doing as she was doing it. I could retweet her tweets on the health side if they were appropriate. She could see what I was doing and retweet what I was putting out there. So it was a much simpler way of managing all of that information.
Okay, how easy was it to get HootSuite set up and integrated and launched on your system?
It was very easy. It was download HootSuite. And here you are, and she invites me in, and now I have a page that shows me everything. None of it was hard. In fact, if I could do it, anybody could do it. And even in the blogging, the advantage she has as a webmaster is she knows the HTML coding. So she actually taught me some, so I could go in, and if we had roads closed, you could put a line through it. I kind of understand how to do bold, and I'm trying to learn how to do hyperlinks. Because if you have that understanding, then that actually enhances your blogs. And so that was the hardest part. But I learned that if I actually just copied things out of her blog and posted them into mine, it came with her HTML coding as well. So it was simple. The other thing is by being able to open multiple windows on your computer, I could have the county has an e-team program which I'm allowed to sign into, which shows me what's going on through the whole state and what's happening in Morris County, so I could see what the municipalities are posting. On HootSuite, I could see everything that Carol was doing. I could check the Facebook page. I could check the online media, the local newspapers. And so you have access to a lot of information to monitor right in front of you. So it really it made it much easier than having to go looking for everything.
So Arlene, looking back on your experience with Hurricane Irene, what lessons learned do you have to pass along to your communications colleagues who are likely going to find themselves dealing with a crisis in their own community someday?
Lessons learned: use social media. Use social media and learn more about new media. I've been learning about open data sources, and there's something I think called open streets, where there are professionals that you can engage to do GIS mapping for you. And I'm hoping to work with the webmaster to be able to maybe create these street maps that would actually show where roads are closed or how we can use it. I learned about Crisis Commons, a website where people share those resources, and I'm hoping to go develop something called Crisis Camp Morris County, that maybe we could take some of the new media tools a little bit further and being prepared for that in case there is another hurricane, or as we saw just before the hurricane, we felt the earthquake from Virginia. So in the space of a week and a half, an earthquake, which we rarely have, and a major hurricane.
Arlene, I really appreciate you taking time to share your insights with us, and I hope you have a chance to fill us in more, maybe at an upcoming conference, about what you've been through with Hurricane Irene.
That would be great. This is very exciting because understanding social media, then being able to use it and to just see how it fits into what you do in a preparedness and response and recovery mode. It's just very exciting for me, and it builds skills that need to be built.
Thanks so much. Via Skype, that's Arlene Stoller from the Morris County Office of Health Management in Morristown, New Jersey. It is always fascinating to check in with other communicators and see how they handled the challenges that they faced. And this really is another case where social media has really aided in the effort to keep people informed during a very, very serious situation. There is a lot of good information to share, and I'm looking forward to maybe checking in with some of our other communications colleagues who dealt with the hurricane to get their input as well. I'm Carrie Shearer, a NIFIC member. You can visit me at carrieshearer.com, and of course, check in regularly at www.nific.org for great information and resources from the National Public Health Information Coalition.